What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Blackout back at it again with another Assetto Corsa video. We are on episode 3, and meaning we are on the third race of our 5-race championship. We're going to be at Zandvoort today, and boy, do I got a good one for you. This whole weekend was it was definitely a learning experience, and I had a lot of fun this weekend. And we had some of the best results that came out of this weekend than we've ever gotten in this game. And I'm very excited to show you this. But enough talking. If you do enjoy this, please like and subscribe. We are almost at the end of our season, and I'm hoping to maybe even do a nice little long race at the final race at Hungaroring. But without further ado, let's hop right into the video, man. So to recap the last two qualifyings at Misano and I believe Monza. Wait, no, not Monza. Brands Hatch. It was Brands Hatch, not Monza. But we were able to qualify pole position twice. And both qualifying one sessions, both at Brands Hatch and Misano. But hopefully we can make it 3 in a row. So with these qualifying sessions, what we want to do is be super aggressive, which means taking up as much of the track as we can while taking up the corners also as fast as we can in a correct order, so that we don't necessarily spin out or damage the car. So entering this corner, brake at the start of the curbs, shift down to third gear while having the throttle at mid throttle. We want to brake at the line in front, and then brake at the end of the curb right here, shift down to second, hug down as little as possible, and shift down to first gear, which I actually don't do. I think it was more experimenting, and as you can see, lap was invalidated because we decided to experiment a little bit. And qualifying is not the best to experiment with, as you can see here, because you go super wide on so many corners, and as you can see, your lap gets invalidated once you go off track. So not the best start, but we are going to try again before the session ends. We have a minute 25 left, so we want to get the best lap that we can so that we can get the best position onto the grid coming race 1. And honestly, everything had started to look good. I was feeling a little less confident in the car though after that. And yeah, right here you can definitely see why. We go way too wide coming out the exit of the hairpin, and not only that, we don't stop and we go straight into the barrier, causing light damage. So knowing that we have about 40 seconds left of the qualifying session, I accepted my fate of knowing that we are most definitely not making out of last place, hopefully. So that was the end of our run, and we just fall apart at the end of this session, and we're going all over the place. Yeah, not the best qualifying, but that pretty much goes our streak of pole positions in Q1. And then to add insult to injury, I tried to enter pit road and completely fuck it up. And I made the stupid decision to jump right in front of the track. And so I kind of screwed the qualifying for the Audi right there that I just went head on into. And oh my god. My apologies to the Audi, because that was my fault. And look at that. We're kind of just there. We finished 19th though, and that's mainly my fault because Audi couldn't finish their qualifying lap. So we're 19th, and Yeah, not. I mean, it's not last, but I should be last because, let alone fucking disqualified. But yeah, let's hop right into qualifying two. See if we can get a better result. And we're off on qualifying two. Yellow flag in the first sector, which is odd. It's probably just a slow car or something, but it's green flag, so we're back at it. And we go way too wide just off the exit of turn one, and just like that, our first lap is invalidated. And so that's definitely something to learn when it comes to what to do. Our last lap though was a 152.7, so we were able to get a decent lap, but that was our out lap, so it's not going to be our fastest and hopefully not the one that puts us on the grid. And speaking of laps, this will actually be our last lap of qualifying altogether, as we have only a minute left. So what we were trying to do is we need to get a good lap, and a lap that could get us at the front of the grid. So we go ultra aggressive. We hug the chicane, not the chicane, the hairpin a little more this time, which is leading us to a good exit. Go through the chicane pretty cleanly. Get a good brake right here. Not going on the throttle too much. Go to fourth gear, brake at the line, jump the curb a little bit, and we brake at the end of the curb right here. That is our braking reference. We have a good exit off of that turn, and then we shift down to first gear so that we get a better exit, and we do get a better exit. Shifting up to fourth gear, we don't want to go to fifth gear. We want to just hold it, and we go on the grass a little bit, and we actually get a better exit into these set of corners, but we go a little too deep at the end right there, but we stay on track. Qualifying is finished, so this is now or never. We hug as much of the track as we can. We want to hold it, go full throttle, go into fourth gear, shift into fifth gear, and now we just wait and see where we do. 143.3. We are a second ahead of second place. That is a good start, but we don't know entirely yet because we need the rest of the field to finish to see where we are. So far, we're looking untouchable though, 1.3 seconds, but in the very end, we were pole position, fastest in the second and third sectors again, just like in third in free practice number 2. And we were 1.3 seconds ahead of second place. That is amazing pace. And this is our first pole position in Q2. So race 2, we are going to start at the front, which is amazing start. Amazing start. We are going to make something out of this, definitely. So, race 1, we start at the back, but that's okay. We're gonna make up some ground. We wait for the light, and we're green. We are green. We have an amazing jump start, and we just floor it. We just floor it, and we want to get as much as we can. We brake super late, and we make a little contact with the Audi right next to us. And as you can see right there, collision with number 10. But we went from 19th to 11th. 8 positions in one corner, which is definitely the start that we needed. And we're going to pass this Audi again and make ourselves 10th. Now here is where it all unravels. And this is 100% my fault. We go into the marbles right here, and we wreck. I go straight into the Audi, and it unfortunately caused a little bit of a traffic jam, and I struggle to get going because I'm still on cold tires, but because of that spin, we have a little bit of green, and yeah, we go from 10th to 17th, which is obviously my fault because I was ultra aggressive and it cost us. We crashed and we have damage now. So when we head to pit lane, the damage is going to definitely impact our time on pit lane, and I think you guys are going to see that as the race goes on into the pits. So, although we were able to get past the Ferrari, we are still 16th, and we are going to be miles ahead in first place. And I mean, we're already second behind, 15th, and now it's just a game of catch up and doing our best to survive. Now, with 11 minutes left of the race, we encounter some traffic. As you can see, the Ferrari had passed us at one point, and now we are experiencing traffic from those who have hit. We're going to get past the Ferrari because we braked super late.
Clear on the right.
And we are going to encounter the Mercedes and Audi who are coming off of the track. Or off of the pit lane, I'm sorry. So, the Audi, I believe, was the one that was involved in the crash. That was completely my fault. So, he becomes a lap car at this point. So now we are going to be behind and fighting the Mercedes right here. And we get a better cornering speed and better cornering exit, and we're going to brake late and get past. Now this could be multiple factors. It could be just, we have some good braking skills, or it just could be cold tires on the Mercedes. But either way, we got past. We're 14th now, which is a better step, and we're going to do better. So, anyways, though, we are over halfway on this race. We are 7 minutes left, and we are going to pit after this lap. And this is why. I think that's more of a skill issue, but we still need to do our pit stop because it is mandatory. Track limits, yes, I know, but I mean, we didn't really gain anything. I mean, we literally went off track. I need to learn to be more consistent with gear shifting because I believe I shift at the wrong moments and I'm in the wrong gear, as you saw earlier. Leader is in pit lane, so to me that is definitely my time to get into the pits and to get my stop done so that we can at least be behind the leader a little bit. And I mean, we're gonna have a little bit of damage to deal with, which should take our time away, but that should be okay. So as we're coming into the pit lane, we decided to do a repeat of qualifying one and hit the tire barrier into pit lane. Yeah. So, yeah. If you think that was dumb, can I get a good job blackout in the comments, because oh my god, that was bad. So we finally get it going, but we have some severe damage, as you could probably guess. Our car isn't turning, and my steering wheel is like a full 180. So getting into the pit lane is going to be a little bit challenging. And I was right. We almost basically killed a mechanic right there. So, yep, it auto-corrects us into our pit lane, which is fine. But a stunning 2 minutes to fix the car. And it's understandable because, yeah, it was bad and we really screwed up our entry. But yeah, 2 minutes will definitely take our time off, and we will not be finishing in the best of spots. Coming off of pit lane, though, however, we find ourselves behind the Ferrari and the Audi, which I believe actually crashed with us. So that's a nice little bit of a reunion. So we're going to be behind these two cars, and we're going to just follow the train and get some overtakes done when we can. So, actually, it looks like that 19th place is the Audi, as seen in the scoreboard. And we want to try and get past this Audi so that we cannot finish last. So at this point, we're at a fight for 19th, which is almost similar to the Formula One race in China, where they were showing more of a fight for 16th than a fight for first. But anyways, so we're going to follow this train, and we better exit off of the turn, and we are going to try and get a late brake pass on the Audi right here. But the Audi moves right in front of us, and I mean that's okay. That's my fault, really. I should have had a better reaction time. That poor Audi, though. I mean, I've crashed into him so many times this race. Like, that poor Audi. I feel bad for him. But yeah, so we get past, and we're actually 19th now, and now we are going to pass for the Ferrari, who I believe who I didn't know at the time was actually 17th. So essentially, we were fighting Casper the Ghost, I guess you could say, because I mean, once I passed him, it would be just blue flags, because obviously the car was quicker and we were not fighting him for position. Just as you can see right on the top left above the timetables. Yeah, but we also let by our 20th place competitor, and now we had to fight back because we just gave away that position as well. So while that was happening, the leader was on the final lap of the race, and now of course our objective was to pass him, but we overshoot way too far and we screw up the Ferrari's race, and we push the Audi wide so that we can get a better spot. And yeah, so now our job was to retain 19th until the end of the race, which fortunately we were able to do. But goddamn, what a horrible race that was. That was easily my worst race that I have done this entire series. I mean, I was crashing into everybody. I mean, my safety rating has definitely gone down like 50,000 points at that point, because I mean, I was crashing into everybody. We finished the race an entire lap down, and we finished 19th in an overall shit show of a race. 0 points, but that's okay because race 2 is up next, pole position. Let's get it, man. So we're pole position and we lead the field, just as I said. We're going to be in the marbles a little bit until we reach the green flag, and then we're just going to start flooring it. Here we go, green flag. We don't necessarily floor it, and we have a worse start than race 1, however, but I think that's the marbles because, like I said, it gets a little slippery. The Mercedes, we're going to battle for just a little bit into turn 1, but unfortunately, that Mercedes just did not get the good corner that it needed. And we retain the lead, and we get a good lead too. We jump out once, almost a second over second place. Honestly, I wanted to be a little more aggressive, and I had to be a little more aggressive because obviously we had a Mercedes behind our tail, and we had to warm up our tires as our front tires were a little cold still. One thing that I did notice throughout this entire weekend was how I wasn't really adjusting my traction control settings like I was at Misano. And I think it was because I was pretty comfortable with my settings, and there really was nothing to change. I was really happy with the setting of how I was racing and the settings of the traction when it came to the car around the corners for the most part. And like I said, it was all just a learning process, and I feel like at the end of this race I was able to master it perfectly, as you can really see here. I mean, I'm taking the corners a lot better, especially in this last race, and I'm not as scared to overshoot or to really overbrake and to shift incorrectly and to brake when I'm turning, because I've had such a bad habit of braking while turning, and that doesn't get the car anywhere. That just gets it sliding, and that's never good. But as you can see here, we get a really bad exit off of turn 3, I believe, and we get an even worse exit off of not the chicane, but I keep getting it all mixed up. But long story short, we drop all the way down to 4th because we get a horrible exit off the hairpin, and we get really loose and almost go into the barrier, as you just saw. But we were able to retain 3rd from the Lamborghini behind us, who also drops back. I guess we took a very aggressive line and he had to back out. Which is okay though, because now it's a fight to get past the 2 Mercedes in front of us. Now, learning from last race of where exactly I could get the right turns in, and also while also maintaining my braking points and my braking pressure, my dead zone, etc. I believe that we can get past both of these Mercedes very easily. Coming into these corners, you saw I was braking at the first line, dropping to 2nd, then to 1st when coming into the set of corners. We go right into the back of the 87, which is the Mercedes in front of us. But it wasn't anything too serious, nothing to, really loosen or to even spin them out. And they were even able to still gain their ground back. Now, entering Sector 2 of the track, we decide to go on the attack more. We decide to put more pressure onto the Mercedes. And we get a little tap, and that gets them a little bit loose. It wasn't meant to be done, but we do get the pass done onto the same corner where I feel is my passing corner. Because, we did that to the previous Mercedes in the first race. Now, our focus is to catch up to the number 90 Mercedes in front of us, who is 1.5 seconds in front. We jumped the curb way too much, but somehow that works in our favor, and we still have the Mercedes in our sights. Now, looking at the timetable and the time on this lap, we are a good 4 to 5 seconds off of our last lap, which was actually our best lap. The Mercedes in front of us goes into the pit lane, so that gives us first place. And we also set the fastest lap of the race, which is incredible. It's faster than I believe. It's similar to around our qualifying lap for this race as well, which tells us we are on really good pace. Now that we have first place, now it is time to establish a nice cushion between us and second place, which is the 87 Mercedes behind us. What we want to do is be aggressive, but we also want to keep balance between aggressive and more leisurely and calm, so that at the same time we gain time while also keeping the Mercedes behind us and not overrunning the tires, so that we lose all the grip in them, which would not be very good, because otherwise that would put us into ice skates. Our entry and turning into that last corner wasn't good. We went into the red a little bit for our time, but our exit was what saved us. Now, this corner we've been doing a lot better in, as I've learned to shift once entering the second set of corners into Sector 3. Now, going into the second to last corner, we want to get as much of the track as we can, which we do, and now it's just set home free from here, which halfway into the race, I should say. We're not home free yet. We have half the race left. But we set a new personal best, which is pretty good, which I also believe still is the fastest lap of the race. So not only did we set a new personal best, but we set a new fastest lap of the race from a 43.6 to a 43.4. Now that we're past the halfway point of the race, I believe it is time to pit. And this time we have a much better entry into pit lane. We do go a little over the speed limit, which I know would be a penalty in this day and era, but I think that's just my settings fault for not adding stricter penalties. But we are going to have a 32.5-second pit stop to end this race, and I believe that's second. Yes, that's second place. That has also pit right behind us. So it's going to be a battle off of pit lane. 3 seconds left. We're going to be cutting it close. Oh, the Mercedes is down as well. Can we get the car started? We do get the car started before the Mercedes does, and before the Audi behind us does as well. Now we are in second place, however, due to the Mercedes that pit back at the 11-minute mark of the race. But we're going to have fresher tires than them and much faster pace. So it is going to be a battle towards the end with less than 5 minutes left between the number 9 Mercedes and us. Now, we are hungry for this win. We are very hungry to get this win. It'll be our first win ever on Assetto Corsa. My first ever win in a proper sim race. This is going to be important, and I'm very hungry for this win. Now, we want to play this right, though, and we want to play this smart. Just like that wasn't smart going onto the grass because we're pushing way too much. We need to calm it down a little bit, and we need to be patient and let mistakes for the Mercedes happen while avoiding our own and continuing to be consistent in our lap times, which I do believe we are for the most part. Now, 1.5 seconds is the gap between the Mercedes and us, and it is continually closing with each lap as of right now. We went from 1.5 to 1.2 just within those set of corners in Sector 3. Well, would you look at that, though? We set the fastest lap of the session, 142.6, with the devil number right behind it. Now, we are closer than ever. We are less than half a second off from behind the Mercedes. The Mercedes makes a little bit of a mistake right there, but we go a little wide as well. So we still maintain that 0.3 gap, and we exit Sector 1, going into Sector 2. We brake a little bit later than the Mercedes behind us, and we get a better exit. We want to see if we can get here. No, we cannot get a pass going on right here, but we're closer, so we're going to brake late on this one, right on this corner right here, and we get it done. We get it done. With 50 seconds left, we get it done. We are in first place, and now it is time to defend and pull away from this Mercedes. Now, it seems like we have been having the faster car this entire race. It has just been us and our mistakes. As you can see right here, we make a little bit of a mistake going into the grass, but it doesn't impact us very much at all, as we have gained 1.2 seconds from the Mercedes behind us. It's a good, incredible showcase of race pace and keeping it clean as much as we can. Now, we are entering the final lap of the race, and I think that this time, I think I should let you guys hear the beauty of this engine right here. So I'm gonna be quiet, let this final lap play out. So enjoy the final lap here at Zandvoort. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We got our first ever Assetto Corsa win, and I'm stoked. I'm so happy that I was able to get this done. This was such a difficult track to learn in my first time racing here. I'm so happy. So to top it off, we didn't get a time in free practice 1 at all, really. So I mean, that wasn't good. Free practice 2, we finished P2 with sectors in with best in sectors 2 and 3. Qualifying 1, as you saw, we qualified and finished 19th. 0 points on the board. Qualifying 2, pole position again, fastest sectors 2 and 3 with the fastest lap, pole position, and as I mentioned before, P19 in race 1, but in race 2, we were able to get the win, and I'm so stoked. I'm so happy. I mean, it's incredible. Like, I feel like I just won Le Mans or something like that. Like, I'm so happy. So, here is the overall leaderboard for the championship after race 3 at Zandvoort. We jumped from below P15, we weren't even visible the last time, to P10. And hopefully we can keep up this momentum going into the next race at the Nürburgring GP circuit. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the love I've been getting from the videos as of late. If you want to see more from this series, and if you're new, please like and subscribe, as I will be continuing this on even after this championship. And yeah, that's all. I will see you on the next one. Have a good day, y'all.